This is Melissa Orozco with LBLN. We're down at Gladstone's today, down at the Pike. We are with our very own resident chef, Chef Pete. Hi, Chef. Nice to see you.
Hi, Melissa. How are you?
I'm great. Well, it's almost Thanksgiving. We're here to talk to you about turkeys.
Yes.
You've got some turkey tips for us, for our home chefs out there.
I've got a few of them for you. You know, how much turkey do you buy? I say 1.5 pounds to 2 pounds per person. So a 20-pound turkey should be about 10 people. I like leftovers, so I go with the higher end. Never buy a frozen turkey and try and cook it. So if you do buy a frozen turkey, and there's nothing wrong with frozen turkeys, but you want to buy that, you know, this weekend and let it sit in your refrigerator and thaw for 4 or 5 days so it's ready to go on Turkey Day.
How do you know when your turkey's defrosted?
Well, it's soft, it moves, it's pliable.
So if you're going to buy a frozen turkey, make sure it defrosts inside the refrigerator at a slow pace. What about some of those fresh turkeys out there?
Oh, there's some great fresh turkeys out there. Another little tip too is to make sure that your turkey fits into the oven that you have at home. I know that there's some big birds out there now, right? We bought one last year, I think weighed 28 pounds. So I've got a big commercial oven. How lucky am I? But at home, do you have an oven that will fit that? I don't know.
Make sure your oven's big enough. It's about 1.5 pounds to 2 pounds per person. You might want to have some extra leftovers for some turkey sandwiches the next day.
Sure, absolutely, because I love that. And if you got extra cranberry sauce, you mix that little mayonnaise, little Swiss cheese, that little sandwich on Friday and Saturday is going to be really good.
It's a nice pro tip. Throw in a pro tip.
Another little tip for you, you can buy turkey bones at the store too as well. And I like to brown them off. And so I'll brown off turkey bones and I'll cover this with water and add a little mirepoix, which is carrot and celery and onions, and let that flavor and make a turkey stock. Okay, these came from the actual turkey that we cooked off that's there behind you. I like to save the hearts and the giblets, and I like to dice those up really, really super fine and put those back into the gravy.
Wow, okay, well, we're gonna get to that. So now we've just shopped for the turkey, we've brought it home, we've let it defrost. There's a brine or not to brine conversation. You're on the no brine side.
I'm the no brine side. That's a choice, it's a preference, something that you can do.
It's a personal choice whether you brine or not brine. He does not brine, and his turkey is still extremely moist and flavorful. So this is the method we're going to talk about today. And now let's talk about cooking this turkey. What's the temperature that our ovens should be at after we've determined they actually fit in our oven?
Okay, 325 to 350 degrees.
Okay.
And if you know your oven, you know, if your oven tends to run cool, which some do, you know, go with 350, but 3 1/4 should work. You want to cook it nice and slow. We have an 18-pound bird that we cooked in about 4.5 hours.
So how many hours per pound, or what's the method on that?
Oh, boy, that's a good question. I'm going to say an hour. I'm going to say you need 4 hours for the 18-pound bird, so a 12 to 14-pound bird is going to be about 2 3/4 hours to 3 hours.
And if you're not quite sure if your turkey's done, you could always stick a meat thermometer inside the turkey. You're wanting to get it registered to 160?
165, right at where just before the meat hits the bone on the breast, and also check the thigh too. You want to go right deep inside the thigh and the leg and make sure that it's 165 as well.
165, do not let it get over 165. You don't want to overcook your turkey. When it's at 165, about 4.5 hours for an 18-pound bird, pull it out. And then you said another tip is to let it rest.
You have to let it rest. The reason people have a dry turkey is because everybody's hungry. They've been waiting on it. It comes out of the oven and basically gets cut into right away. And if you can think about roasting, what roasting does is pushes all the liquid and the moisture into the center of the bird. Prime rib, steaks, all the same thing. And if you cut it right away, all that moisture goes right onto the cutting board. So you let it rest, and all the moisture goes back into the bird. 20 minutes, 25 minutes, the bird will not be cold. It'll still be piping hot, but it'll be nice and juicy.
Oh, so that's the secret to your super moist turkey, letting it rest.
We're letting it rest.
Okay, well, we're going to also taste some turkey today, but we're also going to talk about if you do not feel like cooking, you could come down to Gladstone's for an award-winning turkey dinner. What are you serving this year?
We're serving Diestel Farms turkey. They're running around a farm right now. I don't get them until Sunday, so they're still running around on a farm. But I start making my stocks. I'm roasting 120 pounds of those neck bones this weekend, and I'm going to make all my stuffings and my cranberry sauce. I've got yams, I've got mashed potatoes, broccoli, and of course I'm going to finish the whole thing with a pumpkin pie that we're making fresh next week on Wednesday. Fresh whipped cream on the top of that one. You're good to go. You will not leave here hungry, I promise. You can ask your server for more food if you'd like some more, and then after you're nice and stuffed, take a nice little walk around the Pike.
Well, you got it like that. If you're still hungry, you can ask for more. Who wouldn't? That's the best deal in town. I know you mentioned earlier that you wanted to show us a little bit about this gravy method. Well, let's learn this, how to get the tip. What are these?
So what I had here was this was the pan that turkey was sitting on with a wire rack. So I removed the turkey, I removed the wire rack, and basically on the pan you have a lot of this little meats and little pieces of the bird that have fallen down, and you also have all the fat that was sitting there. So I put a flame underneath this, and I kind of heated up a little bit, and I loosened all this stuff. This is your pan gravy, and we use big sheet pans here in the oven, but you're at home with your frying pan or your roasting pan, and you just want to loosen all that stuff up. And then what you want to do, if you'll excuse me here, is you want to lift this into a thin, tall plastic pitcher. And what this lets you do is this is going to slowly separate, and all the fat that was from the turkey is going to be floating here on the top. And you like to make a pan gravy, well, oftentimes people use butter, and that's okay. But I like to use the turkey fat because it already has the flavor in it. So now I've made a roux with the turkey fat and flour, and then I hit it with the stock that we made with this stuff. And now you have a thickened gravy that has even more intense flavor from the turkey because of the turkey fat. It ends up looking like this.
Oh, that's beautiful gravy. So that's an easy way to make a turkey gravy with what you already have left over in your pan.
Oh, yeah.
Just heat it up, scrape it off, pour it into this, separate the fat, add the fat to some flour, beat that, and then add your stock, and you have a beautiful turkey gravy. And if you don't feel like going through all of those steps, again, you could come eat here. And one last thing, Chef, we didn't talk about, what do you season your turkey with?
I'm a simple guy, salt, pepper, and a little bit of butter on the outside of the bird.
Ooh, that sounds delicious. Are we gonna go taste now or what?
Sure, let's get this
Let's go head through this beautiful restaurant where you can see we're behind the scenes in the kitchen with, obviously, Chef Pete. And if you haven't been down to Gladstone's here at the Pike, it's a gorgeous experience. There's windows everywhere. And like Chef Pete said, after you're done eating, it's so wonderful because you can walk around and take a really lovely walk here in the marina, burn off those extra calories. There's about 46 million turkeys that are going to be cooked this year for Thanksgiving. Although one of the things you won't see when you come here is this beautiful carving presentation. You'll definitely see these side dishes, which are very traditional. They look absolutely delicious. I know Chef Pete does everything so well. This is one meal you would not be disappointed if you came in and had it here. And if you decide to cook your own turkey, we wish you the best of luck. We hope that you learned something today from our resident Chef Pete. But for $22.95, that's a deal and a half.
$25.95.
$25.95. That's
$12.95 for kids, and I promise you won't leave hungry. You can ask the server for more.
That is really fun that you could ask the server for more. I bet some people will be put up to that challenge, whether they can make it or not. And the only thing that's not represented here today that you'll be serving is your delicious pumpkin pie.
I have pumpkin pie.
I don't need that. I just want to try this. If you don't mind, I'm just going to have to taste this.
Okay.
Your turkey is so moist, it just cuts with a fork. Yes. Perfection. This is very delicious. I hope you all could be tasting what I'm tasting, but if you'll definitely get your chance on Thanksgiving. Chef, we wish you very happy Thanksgiving. We wish all of our viewers a very happy Thanksgiving. If you feel like giving something during this season to our neighbors that have been suffering with our California wildfires, you can donate to the American Red Cross by texting CA Wildfires to 90999. You can definitely text $10 and help somebody that's in need this holiday season. We wish you all a very happy Thanksgiving.